everyone, my name's Ercy and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm giving you the quarter year crisis book tag. So if that's something you want to see, then I hope you stick around. So I had a few videos planned prior to doing this one, but I saw that Fine from Fine Reads tagged me to do this tag, and I feel like this one's more on a timeline, so I jumped it up and decided to deliver this one to you guys. So this one is very similar to the one that I see a lot of people doing mid-year, like during the summer. I see a lot of people doing that mid-year check-in. So this one's like a quarter year check-in. So I really love the idea of this, being that I feel like I've already read a lot of books. So this would be a really great opportunity to check in, to talk about some of the books that are standouts or not standing out so far. But before I get to the questions, let's talk about Fine real quick. So Fine over at Fine Reads tagged me to do this, and she is just a wonderful person on the platform. I really enjoy her channel. I really enjoy talking to her, and we've become very friendly recently, and she's just so welcoming. She primarily reads fantasy, but she reads across a variety of genres, and so that's why I really enjoy her channel and relate to a lot of the content that she puts out. So I will leave a link for her for you guys to check out in the description box of this video, because she's just a wonderful person on the platform, and I really enjoy the friendship that we are developing over here on BookTube. So yeah, this is a check-in, a quarter year crisis check-in to talk about here on BookTube. So let me just jump to the questions, because I feel like there's a lot of really good questions here. So question number one of this tag: how many books have you read so far this year? And my answer to this is 26, which is crazy. That's so many books. I'm really surprised with myself that I was able to read that many. And I feel like a lot of it goes back to February with February She Wrote. I feel like that really jump-started my reading momentum this year, and because I read 10 books just in February, and then in March I feel like it kind of just rolled over. I read 7 books in March, so the majority of my reading has been between February and March so far. And I feel like recently I've slowed down in April in terms of the number, but I'm reading bigger books in April. So I feel like it's slowing down. I've also slowed down on like my audiobook reading recently, as I'm making adjustments in my life. Nothing crazy. I just started a new job, so it's just like moving into full-time work. Like I'm managing my schedule. I'm learning how to rearrange and remanage my schedule and stuff. So my audiobook listening has definitely slowed down, but I feel like now it's starting to pick up again. So we'll see how it goes. But so far this year, I've read 26 books. Question number 2 says, have you already found a book you think might be a 2022 favorite? If not, what is your favorite book you have read that is not quite 5 stars? So being that I've read 26 books this year, I found a few favorites so far. So 2 that definitely stand out for me. One is a more recent read, and one I read back in January, I believe. The first one I'll talk about real quick is Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer, and this is a nonfiction book. She is an indigenous person as well as a botanist. So she's a member of the Potawatomi Nation, and she uses both indigenous wisdom and things that she's learned from her family and the people in her life that she knows, along with tying that with the education that she received, standard education and botany and stuff. And she weaves together this narrative that infuses life stories and things from the research that she's done into this beautiful story about nature and how nature and people about how nature and people can both benefit from having this sort of reciprocal relationship with each other. And it's really helped shape the way or reinvigorate my love for nature. Like I love hanging out outside. I love, just being out in nature. Like I love watching birds. Like right now, like I'm looking out at my balcony and there's like a hummingbird on the feeder right now. And like I love seeing them come to my balcony and like drinking the water that we put for them and stuff, the hummingbird solution water, right? And it's just inviting you to have this relationship with nature. And I really, really love this book for that. The second book is more of a recent read, and it is called Don't Cry for Me by Daniel Black. And this is a historical fiction book about this man writing letters on sort of like his death. He's writing letters on his deathbed to his estranged son, and the views on masculinity and the way that it has shaped his worldview essentially, and how it affects his relationship with his son. I feel like it was such a great book, and from the very beginning, I was hooked and I was interested. And I must have listened to this audiobook over the course of like 2 or 3 days. I was so wrapped up in this story. So it's just a really great book. And I definitely recommend both of them to you guys because they were both 5-star reads and I really loved them. Question number 3. Any 1-star books or least favorite books so far? So I don't have any 1-star books. If anything, I have like sort of a DNF. Like I just put this book down, and it was One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and this is a romance book. But what's interesting about this one is like I picked this up solely because how much I enjoyed Red, White, and Royal Blue last year. Now again, I don't read that much romance. I just read the ones that sort of interest me, and I wanted to pick this one up. It had a lot of buzz last year when it came out, and it's had a lot of mixed reviews. And so I started listening to this one through my library, and I just found myself not caring. I found myself not being interested in the main character and their story because the main character, I don't even remember her name. She's like a college student. She's moving to New York. She's got to find like a cheap room. She's got like these quirky roommates because they live in Brooklyn, right? Like everyone who lives in Brooklyn is a little quirky, right? Like that's sort of the narrative that they're trying to convey here. it's like weird. But anyways, and so she's living in Brooklyn and she's got like these weird roommates, and she's got to try to find like part-time work as she's like going to school, and she finds interest in this one girl that she sees on the subway, right? That she like always sees on the same train in the subway. And she's starting to get to know her. But yeah, I just found myself like not caring. Like I found myself gravitating towards other reads. I found myself like not turning on, like listening to audio books. Like it could be a number of things, but yeah, I just found myself like not interested. But I don't know, maybe I'll go back to it at another time. Maybe I'm just wrapped up in all these weird reality dating shows Netflix is like trying to throw out everywhere. But let's just move on. So question number 4 says, what is your most read genre so far? And for this, I had to look at Storygraph, and I had a 3-way tie between fantasy, young adult, and fantasy books, young adult books, and LGBTQIA plus literature. And there's some overlap between some of these, so it's not as if it was 6, and 6. It was, there's like overlap between the genres. But what's surprising to me is how much I read in terms of the young adult category and the LGBTQIA plus category. Like fantasy, I know because I'm reading, I'm in the middle of like the readathon or the read-alongs of the Malazan series as well as the Dark Tower series, and other various books sprinkled between. So that's not surprising to me that the fantasy is so high. But what's surprising is the young adult category because I primarily don't read that many young adult books. I don't shy away from them because I just read what I'm interested in. But I'm just surprised that this year so far I've been interested in more of that as compared to like historical fiction or contemporary fiction and stuff, which I feel like I gravitate more towards too. And as far as the LGBTQIA plus literature, that's another surprising category for me to see it so high. Not that it's a bad thing. I think it's a really great thing. I do consider myself like a proud supporter, ally, whatever, right? Like, you know, I try to read across a variety of things. It's just surprising to me that that category was as high as it was, given that I primarily read like a lot more like fantasy and historical fiction, right? Like as myself, like knowing myself, that's more what I gravitate towards. So it was just surprising to see it that high, but I mean, that's a good thing, right? It's not a negative. That's really good. So yeah. Okay, question number 5. What is a book that surprised you? And I'm gonna go back to Don't Cry for Me by Daniel Black. I really enjoyed this book, and I picked it up on a whim. I saw it as one of the offerings for Book of the Month a couple months ago, and I was very interested in having that be one of my choices, but I think I wound up skipping that month just because I had like some books from previous months that I still haven't read yet that I have here, so like my pile of shame and stuff, but it was available for my library, so I wound up just listening to the audio of this one, and immediately, like I said before, I was hooked on this story, and it was just so good. But I think what surprised me the most is that I really disliked the main character and their worldview, but you sort of develop this like empathy and understanding for this person, and you can see where they're coming from, even if I don't agree with it at all. Like the way that he views masculinity and the way that, you know, a man's role, a woman's role, right? Like these old school type views on gender roles. And I think it's just really interesting that even though I had such a really dislike for this character, I really love this book, and I think more people should read it because I don't see that many people talking about this one on BookTube, and I think it's worthy. I think it's a really great book. Halfway through, so question number 6. What is a 2022 release already out that you want to read but haven't yet? And for this, I had to look at my holds for my library. And so I'm going to go with The Violent Conspiracy. This is a mystery thriller book about a rare violin, I think, that's been stolen from the main character, and kind of, you know, ties in music with this thrillery suspense narrative, and it's had a lot of really great reviews, so that was definitely one that I was interested in reading. Another one is a sci-fi book, and it's called How High We Go in the Dark, and it's a sci-fi book. I don't recall the synopsis for this one, but I've seen a lot of really great reviews for this one as well on BookTube, so yeah, it's on my holds list. I'm on the holds list for both of these. All right, so question number 7. One goal you've made that you are succeeding at. And I would definitely say the numbers. I don't put too much pressure on myself to hit like a certain number of books or pages read or anything, because I read for enjoyment. So it's just surprising to me that I've read 26 books so far. So I would say my numbers are definitely something that I'm succeeding at if I'm counting like the number of books, or like I'm definitely going to hit my target this year of 45 books that I placed for myself. I might surpass that, being that it's only April and I've read 26 books. So I'll definitely hit that number. But then question number 8 is one goal you need to focus a bit more on. And so I would say not so much on the books, but more time management in terms of my channel and filming videos for you guys. Being that I transitioned to full-time work and I'm more of a morning person, I see a lot of people filming at night, or like they mentioned, like they film their videos at night after work, after the kids go to bed. But yeah, like 10 o'clock hits and I'm like, I'm done for the day. So to film a video and to be chipper and stuff like at night, it's really hard for me. So I have to find like these pockets in the middle of the day or like on the weekends to film for you guys, so that I feel like my time management is something that I'm working through just because of like my schedule change at work. So I think that's something that I'm still working through, so bear with me while I figure out my life. So yeah, I think just time management. All right, question number 9. Any new to you booktuber / bookstagrammer / booktoker you have found in 2022 and would recommend? And this was really hard because a lot of people that I follow or subscribe to are people that I've met within the last few months of the last few months of 2021. So it was hard to be like, you know, who did I find this year? But one that sticks out to me and that I really enjoy is Brian from Bookish. The channel is called Bookish and his name is Brian. And I really enjoy his videos. He is just like funny to me. He's so honest and upfront and like very firm in his values and his beliefs, but he's so open to listening to other people as well. But he will let you know his opinion, and it's really funny. And I agree with most of like almost all of what he says on his channel, and he's just like funny to me, and I really enjoy his views. Also, he reads a variety of books as well, and so I really enjoy his channel because of that, because I always find really great recommendations on his channel as well. He's, you know, very well spoken. He's honest, and he's going to tell you how he feels, and I really just enjoy his channel. So I will leave a link to his channel for you guys to go check out, because I feel like he's just a really great guy on the platform. And now, finally, the last question is to tag some people. So I will tag Brian over at Bookish to do this tag. And I will also tag Dan from Treebeard Book Reviews. He primarily focuses on fantasy, so I think it'd be really interesting to see his take on these questions. And the last person I'm going to tag is Andrew over at Andrew's Wizardly Reads. I always have to say his name slow because I always get tongue-tied saying Andrew's Wizardly Reads, right? But yeah, Andrew's another great person on the platform. I really love his channel. His Discord's really fun. Andrew's a really great guy on the platform. So I will have links to everyone in the description box of this video for you guys to go check out. But yeah, that's it for the tag. If you want to do the tag, please let me know if you do it. I would love to see your videos. Or you can even answer them in the comments of this video if you want. You can do it on BookTube, BookTok, apparently, right? Like TikTok's like the new, like everyone's moving over to TikTok now. It's pretty cool to see. So if you want to answer these questions anywhere, just let me know if you do. Like I would love to see it. Or let me know what you think about my answers to these questions. I would love to hear from you. But that's gonna do it for me in this video. So again, thank you, Fine, for tagging me to do this. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.